This is a woman. This is a woman who lived with really incredible dignity her entire life, who was not supposed to be queen at the age that she became it. I mean, it's an absolutely incredible story, the abdication of the throne and her stepping into these responsibilities, and she lived with grace and decency. And we can all talk about whether a monarchy is worth it or not. And in some ways, I think right now we're seeing proof that monarchies have some value because they last over time instead of just the crazed sort of politicking of the day.
Okay, so that is Dave Rubin, and it's almost like the perfect Dave Rubin clip for a few different reasons. First of all of the other right-wing grifters and pundits got out their necessary knee-jerk pro-monarchy commentary like literally 3 or 4 days ago. Like, he's super late to the party, and he arrives, and if you're not going to be first, you're supposed to be best. And yet, while the earlier commentary from people like Tucker Carlson or Charlie Kirk, you know, they actually accepted that this is an empire. They've done terrible things, but those terrible things were done to advance the interests of white people, and so they were good. So they would accept that, and they would cite it. Dave Rubin, like, he brought nothing. It's the vaguest substance-free nonsense. I guess it's good. I guess, you know, it lasts. That's good. Not like democracy, while he's broadcasting from the oldest still functioning democracy in America, in the world, I should say. And so it's just such a, like, late to the party, brings no brains whatsoever, but he does have to imply that somehow having a, you know, a hereditary dictatorship would be preferable in a way that he doesn't understand. But there it is, Dan. What do you think?
This is butter for me. I love this. This is the way I begin my mornings, and this is a lovely way to begin my morning. The way he advocates there for, you know, there is at least one good thing about monarchy is that, you know, it lasts over time, is certainly a take. Like, conservatives have gone full horseshoe theory from, like, okay, America is the best country on earth, to, okay, now we have a lot of Canadian and non-American political commentators doing our dirty work for us, to, okay, now at least monarchies are a better system than democracies because at least they hold and stand the test of time and, you know, can withstand cancel culture by canceling all of the countries that they colonized. It's quite a take even for Dave Rubin. It's once again showing another layer of the lack of history he has as an individual. But I think that's apparent to just about anyone else but him. This is, once again, one more time, a plea. I understand that you are, Dave Rubin, you're under so much pressure right now being a gay man on the right wing where everyone hates you. And the more you even mention that you are having the happy experience of having children, that they keep digging at you more and more and more. I'm just saying, not too late to become a double agent. It would be very funny. You could probably make even more money, but like just go in there, get as far as you can, and then expose it all. It's not too late. Maybe you'll redeem yourself a little bit. That's pretty much the only place you could go here, because otherwise he's just digging himself in a hole he can't find himself out of. There are no more ideas left to get himself out of that hole.
Well, amazing ideas. Definitely not. Yeah, I might disagree a little bit in that I think he's still making tons of money. And the joke at the end of the day is on us in that he can make a bunch of money literally knowing nothing about politics. Like, a guy who has done nothing but talk about politics for 6 years knows less than he did going into that period and yet lives in a mansion. So I guess the joke is on us. But I do like the double agent theory of it. It's really perfect. He is almost uniquely placed to do this, wherein the right wants fake leftists. They want fake progressives to come on their shows and say that they're actually right about everything. And Dave Rubin could do that because he was never actually really on the left, or even what he would say a classic liberal. And you know the difference between a conservative and a classic liberal? I don't, and neither does Dave Rubin. But anyway, so it's easy for him to cross over to the right. It would be equally easy because they need that. They want a leftist who says that they're right about everything. But you know what? Like, the center would want more is like a former right-wing pundit. Like, how much would CNN want? Like, you know, the left doesn't care. The left has no interest in Dave Rubin. The thinking people have no interest. But like CNN or MSNBC, I bet they would love to have him come on and say that I've finally been awakened from my dabbling in MAGA. It would actually be, I think, a much better move for money, at least in the short term.
Maybe he is making good financial decisions. there's a large case to be made that he is. But if he wants to maybe align his morals better and stop digging the hole he's into, yeah, maybe become the next Larry King. Just do very moderate interviews. Come to the show drunk and in denial about your marital situation. Then like go ahead, just do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying that might be your best way out of here. Just go out with a bang. Let's say that's what I would recommend. And again,
100%.
we've all worked together before as friends. This is my honest plea out there. I'm not going to mock you too much. I'm not going to make fun of you too much. Just come back, Dave. We'll respect you. We will bake you wedding cakes. We promise you.
Exactly. Oh no, I'm fine with the wedding cakes, but no, there's not going to be any respect. But anyway, I also want to make one other point because it's sort of weird how politics works out sometimes. You remember, Pepperidge Farms remembers a couple weeks ago when Joe Biden gave a speech that was super divisive, where he claimed that the Republican Party didn't support democracy, and all the Republicans were indignant. How dare you say that? And then they spent the next week talking about how great it would be if there was a monarchy and how a queen is better than democracy. And theoretically, it's better because it lasts a super long time, not like this democracy that changes all. Well, Jesus, again, you're making his case for him. I just saw a story going around. Maybe we'll do more on it tomorrow about Blake Masters was asked in an interview, who do you think is an unconventional thinker that more people need to look into? And the person he chose to answer with that question was Kaczynski. So don't call them domestic terrorists, but they just think that some domestic terrorists have some pretty good ideas. Again, they're all making Joe Biden's case for him.